So there's an article out in the Atlantic and basically saying, because every year people say literature is dead, and guess who's saying it? It's white men, right? So white men are bitter that literature is dying. And that's probably true. And every part of that phrase is probably true. White men are bitter and literature is dying. Both. The problem, though, is it's not as simple as just get rid of the white men. Literature is about art, and what art needs to be doing right now is singing the song of the collapse of the white empire kind of that we have seen for the last 500, 600 years. And it's just not as simple as saying, well, let's get other people besides white men in to write some literature. So we bring some non-white voices in, and are they strong voices, and are they singing the song that needs to be sung? Do they know how to critique the status quo and to move things forward intellectually in terms of understanding where our society's going? It's so far not so much. We bring new voices in, but they're not strong ones, and there really just aren't enough strong voices and not enough people listening for what would be a strong voice either. A lot of escapism all around. So literature and art really need to not be about race or class or any of those issues first. It needs to be about vision and inspiration and ideas and visions of the future that make the most difference. And we're not getting that right now. It has nothing to do with white, black, brown, yellow, red, male, female, any of that stuff. It has to do with how we understand our times and how we're moving forward. And the times are difficult and we're not moving forward. And part of the reflection of that is literature that's not confronting those issues, and an audience that is not interested either. Literature has become very self-referential. It's become a little bubble, almost a nerd bubble, where readers like their particular little books, but it's not about ideas or anything broader. It's just about what readers are used to and what publishers can sell. It's not adventurous at all, and it has nothing to do with race or gender. It has everything to do with a lack of vision. So if you do want to read good literature written today, you're going to have to search it out. And you're going to need to not have criteria like universities, MFA programs, publishers like to do. You're going to need to throw race, gender, class issues, not throw them out, but put them aside and secondary to the issue of real inspiration, real creativity in the work. And maybe you'll find something. Maybe you won't, because it's never been harder. Literature is dying, and it's because the white empire is dying. And it's not as simple as just white people going down, other people. This global culture we have kind of involves everybody. We're all industrialized and dependent on that way of living, and that whole way of living is slipping and on the way out. So it's not as simple as white people on the way out. It's really become more global civilization on the way out. And that's the vision that we need to see and express and make art about. Not race against race, class against class, gender against gender so much, because we're much more all in the same boat of collapse. And the sooner we deal with that, the better. And the better our art will be too, because wherever we're at, that's where our art's at. So those are my thoughts on white privilege in literature today. Kind of indirect, but basically we need to not make it about race primarily, because that's not the primary issue.